This stupid wind, I hate it. It's not good for anything except being a nuisance.
That's where you're wrong. Wind can be very useful.
I don't believe you. It doesn't know how to do anything except blow and blow and blow.
It may seem that way to you here, but we have learned to use the enormous force of power of wind for our own benefit. Come along, I'll show you. In the beginning, people were frightened by wind. It was so powerful. They didn't know where it came from or how they could control it. They imagined the wind was made by unseen giants who lived way up in the sky. They thought these giants were playing tricks on them, and that gentle winds were made when they were happy, and that hurricanes were made when they were angry. Look at me now! That's what they thought the winds looked like.
That's so silly!
But then, one day, they realized that wind could help them. They realized they could put a sail on their ship instead of having to row everywhere. The first sails were very simple. But they gradually got more and more complicated. And the more complicated they got, the further and faster they could travel in their boats.
Don't they look beautiful?
This was when the era of great geographical discoveries began. Christopher Columbus, a famous Portuguese navigator, discovered a whole new continent that he called America. And then one day, in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, the wind stopped blowing completely. Columbus' boats were stuck, for without wind, the boats would not travel. They started to run out of food and water, and Columbus thought they were finished. Fortunately, the wind started blowing again, and his ships reached the coast.
Winds sure do like playing games with people, don't they? But what I don't understand is what makes the winds blow in the first place.
It's all to do with the temperature of the air. If the air is heated up by the land and gets warmer, it starts to rise and slowly moves to the upper layers of the atmosphere.
To the one that's colored in blue?
Yes, that's how the air currents are formed.
I went on a trip once and saw windmills. They're powered by air, aren't they?
That's right. The force of the wind makes the arms on the windmills turn around. And that movement is transmitted to other mechanisms that can perform different operations. Some windmills cut wood. Some make water go uphill. Some beat pistons with hammers. Or lift people up in the air like you or Don Quixote. Take large-winged birds, for example. Watch the way they're carried way up high by the air currents. Around 1500, Leonardo da Vinci, an Italian who was a great painter and inventor, was the first person to draw a flying machine. However, it took another 400 years before the sailplane, or deltaplane, was finally invented. As a matter of fact, wind is a very important source of energy today. Wind-generating stations can now produce enough electricity to power lights and general industry. It's even possible to make a relatively simple contraption that can supply all the current necessary to power a house. Wind is being used more and more by man. It's even used for transporting things by water and land. And now some ships, not sailing ships, but modern ships, even carry special systems designed to capture wind. So you see, wind isn't really a nuisance after all. Besides, you can always fly a kite.